Hello legends, and welcome again to this gloomy day and new episode of Blunt Force Healing Podcast. This is day 455 if I remember correctly. So for those of you that don't know, I will remind again on this podcast to make sure that newcomers or new viewers know what this project is about, and if they really want to follow it, maybe watch further updates or not. This project is made out of blog and podcast. The blog is a separate entity, obviously, in WordPress. You can go to www.bluntforcehealing.com and you can find it. If you're watching on YouTube or on Spotify, or listening in fact on Spotify or Apple Podcast or anywhere else, description should have the address included. So the blog is probably the best place to consume the daily content, because the content is happening daily. It's not one of those entertaining channels where you have sport, gaming, or I don't know, funny videos, albeit you can find on my YouTube podcast section with funny shorts. This is journal, so every single day I update you about whatever things happened the day before, what are happening on particular day where the update is, and also what the plans are in my pursuits or life projects. So it is a bit self-centered. I understand it might not suit most of the people, unless you are interested in following my path and my journey and maybe learn something interesting or get some inspiration for your own pursuits. So that's the intention, and the main reason why this project started 455 days ago is because I needed some form of accountability for myself, and to make sure that I am able to sustain some reasonable and beneficial to me habit or routine, because I'm still very much procrastinator. I'm still very much reactive person, and it's very hard for me to implement something consistent. So you can probably imagine that in areas where the adaptation or quick adaptation is needed, I'm very good at. Where the reaction and fast thinking without planning is necessary, I'm good at. What I am not good at is planning and following the plan. So at work, if you ever worked in any environments where incidents happen, especially in IT sphere, I was always good in managing incidents, because as we know, they happen suddenly and without planning. So that reactive work was always a strong part of, I would say, my skill set. On the other hand, I was never good in admin or any managerial planning, because yes, I can see big picture and provide good overall plan or mission and goals or objectives, but I will be probably not the best person to follow up on them and check their status and adjusting the planning along the way to fulfill them. This is the skill set that other people have, like project managers. These type of people usually have that natural to them, or basically they were raised in the way where this was part of their life and they gained those skills as they grew. Of course I can learn them, but there are certain traits that every person has in the character, and some things come to us easier and some harder. And if we really want, we can learn those things that are harder for us, obviously. But forcing them means that not only we need to put a lot more effort to get them right, but also a lot of effort to maintain them. So in certain ways, to grow yourself, it's good to expand on things that you might be weaker in, but not on completely other pole of your character. So it's better to probably put that huge amount of effort that you would be doing things against the grain to rather expand on the things that you do slightly in the direction of things that you're weaker on. That means you are growing your strengths funnel and make it wider, and thus you are still expanding in areas that you would be not the best at initially, but it makes it faster, easier, and more beneficial to you. So you grow exponentially with the same effort, probably. That's the idea. That's something that I've learned so far by reading other people, listening to other people, and I think that makes sense. At the moment, this Sunday is very gloomy. There's not much to update on today, except for the fact that we were on a short walk with Julian and my wife. It's constantly raining, so we were soaking wet when we came back, but it's pretty warm. It's about 12 degrees Celsius, so decent temperature to not need any heavy coats or anything like that. And the walk was nice. We are planning to do second walk closer to the evening time before sunset for other benefits of the biological clock resetting, which is grounded in science very well. Certain waves of the sunlight, especially just after the sunrise, about an hour and a half after sunrise, and about the same before sunset, have certain way of interacting or being interpreted by our brain and biological clock to reset the daily schedule or daily schedule. I think schedule is the proper pronunciation. I actually heard that recently, that schedule is used by certain nations that are English speaking in certain areas, but it's kind of skewed version of schedule. So schedule should be, I think, the proper pronunciation. I use them sparingly both, but I guess we should be focusing on proper pronunciation. So I'm now at grocery store car park and about to get out to that bloody rain. I'll get one of those shopping carts and do necessary shopping and prep for dinner. And today will be mostly focused on tidying up, getting some, I would say, winter cleaning before Christmas. Tomorrow we are going to Dublin, so it will be a long day on the road, one of those what I call stormy days, where it's difficult to record something and upload and write the blog post and publish it, but I think I should manage. Found it to be more manageable these days after all those stormy days that happened during that 455 days history of the blog and project. So I'm definitely better in managing it. I know when it might be dangerous to leave it till the evening time, so do a little bit along the way, or I just leave it until the evening time if I know that I will have plenty of time to fulfill it. Those of you that listened to yesterday's podcast episode or read the blog post, you might think, what about the hike? Because I was thinking about waking up early and going before the rain starts and maybe targeting Ben Wiskin, but it was on the verge of impossible, I guess, to make any sensible content out of it and pleasure, because the rain came a little bit earlier than expected. I woke up slightly later than expected, albeit I went to sleep before midnight, which was achievement after 2 or 3 days before, so that's definitely a plus. So no hike today, just short walk in about, I would say, late morning to noon time, and then another one is planned for evening. I'm not sure if we will go, but I hope we will, if the clothes dry properly and the coats. And Julian is actually playing at the moment Fortnite. He's still hyped with the new season and new chapter. I guess they added so much new stuff that it keeps him with the game for quite long, I would say. One more update and I think I'll close it up, at least this segment. Not sure if I will record another one, so it might be one of those single segment like the old days episode. I was growing, or I am still growing, the YouTube channel. And those of you that are longer with me, you know that I applied the strategy to use YouTube Shorts alongside the uploading of the podcast every single day to gain more exposure and gain subscribers and views. And recently I wanted to update you on the new old strategy, or adjusted strategy, where I upload single short every day or every second day at least. They are usually funny shorts, not the quote shorts that I used to do in the past. So they bring more variety to the channel, and also the audience that gains exposure to my channel. And one short in particular blew up recently. I was about getting between 2 to 3k views, so 2 to 3,000 views on a short on average. So obviously there were shorts that were not performing at all or performing very little, and then the ones that were performing about 4, 5, even to 7 to 10,000 views, but they were also the minority, so the average was about 2.5 maybe thousand views, which wasn't bad. Most of them were bringing 1 to 2 subscribers anyway, so it was a slow growth but steady. What happened recently, one of the shorts that I posted probably 2 weeks ago started being recycled by YouTube because of the engagement and how it performs. And it crossed 10,000 views, which was quite nice, but it blew up to the point that it's currently over 108,000 views. So that's massive. That's single most performing short on my channel. The highest I had was probably 10 or 11,000 views. There were just a couple of them, not many, but this one is currently at 108,000 views, and it's still going. And it brought me already over 100 subscribers, which was a massive effort to gain 100 subscribers in the past. So it only shows how random a little bit it is, but also it is not random because people like this particular short. And it's a funny clip from some Canadian show, comedy show that I found on the internet and found it funny. And it seems like it aligns with what people think funny is. But the fact that I do them every day or every second day at least, YouTube knows that it can expect my channel to drop something, and it always pushes that to some people. And it snowballs slowly but steady. And recently, as you can see, my goal for end of year was to gain to reach the 500 subscribers on my channel. I'm currently more than 600 subscribers. Not because of that particular video only, but this video is obviously having immense impact at the moment. So I would reach 500 anyway, but now I have over 600 and it's still going, and I'm still having that 2 weeks time to upload more. So yeah, that work pays back, and I want to make sure that you know about it and that you use YouTube Shorts while they still really perform and can help grow your channel if you want to grow channel on YouTube. So that's my advice, my takeaway for you from today's episode. If we won't see you, or if I won't see you in the further segment today, I'd like to thank you for tuning in. It's 18 minutes almost already, so I think it's a fairly long episode. It doesn't need a second segment, so I might not upload it. If not, then thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you have a great rest of the day or afternoon or evening, wherever you are. Stay tuned and see you tomorrow. If I record by any chance anything slight at the end, I will obviously stitch it together. But for now, that's it. Stay tuned and see you tomorrow.